Emma and Mark were happily married for 5 years. They enjoyed their life together and often spent time just talking and laughing. Each day, they found reasons to be grateful for their relationship. Emma felt very lucky to have a husband like Mark. They had met in college and quickly became best friends before they started dating. Both of them felt a deep connection and shared many interests. Their bond grew stronger as the years went by, and they knew they wanted to spend their lives together. Mark and Emma loved cooking and traveling. They tried new recipes every weekend and often planned short trips to explore different places. These activities made them feel like a team, working together to create fun memories. Emma had always trusted Mark completely. She believed in their love and thought of Mark as her best friend. For her, Mark was someone she could always rely on, no matter what happened. Mark always supported Emma's dreams and encouraged her to pursue her goals whenever she had an idea or a new project. He would listen and give her advice. This made Emma feel valued and appreciated. They both enjoyed their quiet evenings, at home after work, watching movies, reading, or just talking about their day, were activities that brought them closer. These small moments added to their happiness. Emma thought that she and Mark were a perfect team. She felt like they understood each other deeply, even without words. Their love felt simple and true, and she imagined they would always be happy. They had a comfortable home and a peaceful life together. Their house was small, but filled with memories and things they loved. It was a place that represented their life and dreams together. Every weekend, they went on little adventures around the city, whether it was visiting a new cafe or exploring a local park. They found joy in spending time together. These adventures kept their relationship exciting. Mark often told Emma how lucky he felt to have her. He would remind her of the special bond they shared and how grateful he was. His words made Emma feel cherished and secure in their marriage. One day, Mark started coming home late from work. He mentioned that his new project required him to stay at the office longer. Emma didn't worry at first. She trusted him completely. Mark said he was busy with new projects, which sounded reasonable to Emma. She thought it was normal for him to be occupied with his career. So, she tried to be patient and supportive of him. Emma believed him and wanted to support him. She prepared his favorite meals and tried to make his evenings more comfortable. Emma hoped that these small gestures would make him feel better. But soon, Mark seemed tired and distracted at home. He barely spoke to Emma and often looked at his phone. Emma felt something was different, but didn't want to make assumptions. Mark began spending more time on his phone, even during their time together. Emma noticed this change and felt hurt. She wondered why he preferred his phone over their conversations. Emma couldn't ignore the feeling that something was different. She started to worry, but she also didn't want to seem suspicious. Emma hoped that this phase would pass soon. She tried to talk to Mark about her feelings, hoping he would open up, but he brushed her off, saying she was overthinking things. His response left her feeling even more confused. Mark told her everything was fine, and that she shouldn't worry. He insisted that he was just stressed from work. Emma tried to believe him, but her heart felt uneasy. Emma wanted to believe him completely, as she always had. However, the changes in his behavior were too clear to ignore. She found herself becoming more anxious every day. The feeling of distance between them grew stronger. Emma missed the closeness they once shared, and felt lonely in her own marriage. She began wondering if they could get back to the way things were. Mark began making excuses to avoid family dinners and events. He claimed he was too tired or had work to do, leaving Emma to attend alone. Emma felt embarrassed, having to explain his absence to friends and family. He also became more secretive about his phone, taking it with him everywhere. Emma noticed that he would immediately put his phone away or turn it face down when she walked into the room. This behavior made her feel left out and suspicious. Mark started hiding his phone screen whenever Emma was nearby, even when he was just texting. Emma tried to ignore this, but it hurt her to feel excluded. She wondered if he was hiding something important from her. Emma felt deeply hurt, but tried to ignore her feelings, hoping things would improve. She told herself that it was just a phase and that Mark would come around, but deep down, she felt worried and anxious. One evening, Mark left the house suddenly without much explanation. He mentioned needing to meet a friend, but didn't give any details. Emma was confused and felt uncomfortable being left alone without any clear reason. He said he needed to meet a friend, but wouldn't say who it was. This lack of transparency made Emma feel left out of his life. She began wondering if Mark was intentionally keeping secrets from her. Emma was left feeling alone and confused after he left. She sat in silence, trying to make sense of his behavior. The home that once felt warm and comforting now felt cold and lonely. She started wondering if she had done something wrong or if she was somehow responsible. Emma kept blaming herself, thinking that maybe she hadn't been supportive enough or attentive to his needs. Mark's behavior was making her feel more anxious and insecure each day. She wanted to confront him, but feared making things worse. She didn't know if her concerns were valid or if she was simply overthinking. Their warm, happy marriage felt colder with each passing day. The laughter and joy they once shared seemed like a distant memory. Emma missed the old Mark and the happiness they had together. Emma's close friend, Sarah, noticed the sadness in Emma's eyes. Sarah had known Emma for years and could tell something was wrong. She encouraged Emma to share what was bothering her. Sarah asked Emma what was going on and if she needed someone to talk to. Emma hesitated but eventually opened up, sharing her concerns about Mark's behavior and secrecy. Emma explained her worries about Mark's behavior, feeling relieved to talk to someone who would understand. Sarah listened carefully and offered her full support. assuring Emma that her feelings were valid. Sarah suggested that Emma talk openly with Mark to clear up any misunderstandings. She encouraged Emma to be honest about her feelings, hoping it would lead to a positive outcome. Emma decided she needed to have an honest conversation with Mark. She wanted to give him a chance to explain himself, hoping it would ease her worries and restore her trust. When she asked him about his late nights, Mark seemed nervous and avoided eye contact. Emma felt his hesitation and grew even more suspicious. She asked him directly if something was going on. He told her he was just busy with work, brushing off her concerns. Emma felt his answer was vague and unsatisfactory. She wanted to trust him, but couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Emma felt he wasn't telling the whole truth, and that he was hiding something from her. His dismissive tone made her feel hurt and frustrated. She wished he would be more open with her. She tried to ask him more questions, hoping he would explain himself, but Mark quickly grew defensive, telling her to stop asking so many questions. His reaction only increased her suspicions. He said she was too suspicious and needed to trust him. Mark made her feel as if her worries were unreasonable, leaving Emma feeling even more confused and insecure. A few days later, Emma noticed a message notification on Mark's phone while he was out of the room. She hadn't meant to invade his privacy, but the message caught her eye. The message sounded like more than just a casual conversation. It was filled with words that hinted at a deeper connection. Emma felt her world start to crumble as she read the words. Emma felt a mix of shock and sadness wash over her. She couldn't believe what she had just seen on his phone. Her hands trembled as she tried to process the reality of the situation. She couldn't believe that Mark, her loving husband, could betray her like this. It felt as if the ground had shifted beneath her feet, leaving her in a state of confusion and pain. Her hands shook as she held the phone, and her heart felt unbearably heavy. She couldn't understand how the man she loved had kept such a big secret from her. Just then, Mark walked into the room and saw her with his phone. His face showed immediate guilt, and he quickly reached out to take his phone back from her. Mark tried to grab his phone, clearly uncomfortable that Emma had seen the message. Emma held onto it for a moment, demanding to know who Lisa was. She asked him directly, "Who is Lisa?" Her voice was filled with both sadness and anger. She needed to hear the truth from him, even if it hurt. Mark hesitated, looking down and avoiding her gaze. His hesitation only confirmed her suspicions. Emma felt a mix of frustration and sadness as she waited for his response. Emma felt tears coming as she asked him again, "Who is Lisa?" Her voice trembled with both sadness and anger. She couldn't believe she was asking her own husband this question. She wanted to know the truth, no matter how painful it might be. Emma hoped that he would be honest with her, even though she already felt betrayed. Mark finally admitted that he had been seeing Lisa behind her back. He explained that it started as a friendship, but turned into something more. Emma felt shattered by his words. He told her he hadn't meant to hurt her, and that it just happened. But Emma couldn't understand how he could hurt her this way. She felt betrayed by the person she trusted most. Emma felt deeply betrayed by his actions. She had believed in their love and commitment, only to find out that Mark had broken her trust. She asked him why he would do this to her, and if their love meant anything to him. Mark looked away, struggling to answer her questions honestly. Mark said he had felt lonely and made a mistake. He tried to explain his reasons, but Emma felt that nothing he said could excuse his actions. Emma couldn't understand his reasons, no matter how hard she tried. She felt like the Mark she knew was a stranger to her now. She felt broken and lost, wondering if there was any hope left for their marriage. The betrayal was too much for her heart to bear. Their once happy marriage felt shattered beyond repair. Emma couldn't believe how quickly their love had turned into pain and sadness. Emma knew she needed time to process everything that had happened. Her heart was broken, and she felt as if her life had been turned upside down. She realized she couldn't make any decisions in her current emotional state. She loved Mark deeply, but his betrayal shattered the foundation of their relationship. She wasn't sure if she could ever trust him again, and she knew that trust would be difficult to rebuild. Emma decided to take a break from their home, to give herself space to think. She wanted to distance herself from the pain and confusion that had filled her daily life. She packed a small bag and went to stay with her sister who lived nearby. Her sister welcomed her warmly, giving Emma a safe and comforting space to clear her mind. Emma felt a mix of relief and sadness while staying away from Mark. The separation helped her think more clearly, but she missed the life they once shared. Mark reached out to Emma several times, apologizing sincerely and asking for forgiveness. He said he was willing to do anything to make things right, but Emma wasn't ready to respond. Mark promised her that he had ended things with Lisa and would never hurt her again. He said he realized his mistake and wanted to focus on saving their marriage. Emma wanted to believe him, but his actions had broken her trust. She knew that words alone couldn't heal the wounds he had caused. Trust, she realized, would take a lot of time and effort to restore. Emma knew that healing would take time, no matter what decision she made. Whether they stayed together or parted ways, she would need strength and patience to move forward. As Emma thought about their past, she felt torn between her love for Mark and the betrayal she felt. She couldn't ignore the happy memories they had shared, but wasn't sure if those were enough. After a few weeks of reflection, Emma decided to return home to have a serious conversation with Mark. She needed to express her feelings and hear his plans for their future. Mark welcomed her back warmly, showing her that he was truly sorry for what he had done. He promised her that he would prove his commitment to her every day. He also began going to counseling on his own to understand why he had betrayed Emma. Mark hoped that by understanding himself better, he could avoid making such a mistake again. Emma joined him for a few counseling sessions to discuss their relationship openly. They talked about the pain caused by Mark's actions and how it had changed their marriage. The sessions were difficult, but they helped Emma express her feelings openly. She felt heard and valued as they talked through their emotions together. Mark admitted his faults during the sessions and expressed deep regret. He took full responsibility for his actions, which made Emma feel he was genuinely trying to make things right. Emma listened carefully but kept her guard up. Knowing it would take time to fully believe in his change, she wanted to give him a chance, but was cautious with her heart. She realized that rebuilding trust would be a slow process, with many ups and downs. Emma prepared herself for the journey, knowing it wouldn't be easy. They started spending more time together, focusing on rebuilding the bond they had lost. Small moments of kindness and shared laughter began to bring a sense of warmth back to their home. Mark made an effort to show Emma that he was truly committed to their relationship. He put his phone away and focused on creating honest, open communication between them. Over time, Emma slowly began to forgive Mark, even though the pain lingered. She knew that forgiving him didn't mean she forgot what happened, but it helped her move forward. She didn't forget the hurt he had caused, but she chose to focus on healing. Emma believed that by forgiving him, she was also helping herself let go of the pain. Mark continued to work on earning her trust, showing her patience and respect. He made sure to check in with her feelings and stayed open to discussing any concerns she had. They both began communicating openly about their needs and expectations, something they hadn't done before. This newfound honesty helped create a sense of safety between them. Emma felt a small sense of hope that they could move forward. She started to believe that they could rebuild something strong from the broken pieces of their relationship. Mark assured her daily that he would never take her love for granted again. He was committed to proving that he had learned from his mistake and was ready to put in the work. Together, they created new routines and memories, focusing on the positives in their lives. These moments brought joy back into their relationship, helping them reconnect. Emma and Mark found strength in their honest conversations and efforts to rebuild trust. They no longer hid things from each other, creating a new foundation based on openness. They decided to rebuild their life together, one step at a time. Both of them knew it would be a journey, but they were willing to support each other along the way. It wasn't easy, and there were days of doubt, but they were committed. Emma felt reassured by Mark's constant effort and dedication to repairing their bond. Months passed, and their relationship grew stronger with each day. Emma felt more secure as Mark continued to show his dedication to her and their marriage. Emma learned to trust him again, bit by bit. She felt grateful for the effort they had both put into healing, even though it had been a painful process. Mark showed her respect, patience, and love, proving his commitment to change. He made Emma feel valued and appreciated, reminding her of the good in their relationship. They focused on making new memories together, letting go of the pain of the past. Their renewed bond brought a sense of joy and hope to their lives. Emma felt happier than she had in a long time. She was grateful for the strength she had found within herself, to forgive, and for the love that had survived the hardship. She forgave Mark but reminded him of the importance of valuing their love. Emma knew that trust needed to be earned every day, and she was glad Mark understood that. Their marriage was different now, but it felt more honest and real. They had faced one of the hardest trials in a marriage and had emerged stronger on the other side. They both understood the importance of honesty and open communication. Their painful experience taught them valuable lessons about love and respect. Mark promised to always prioritize their relationship, putting Emma and their bond above all else. He knew that their second chance was precious and worth protecting. Emma and Mark embraced this new chapter in their lives, feeling hopeful for the future. They knew that they would always have challenges, but they now had the tools and trust to face them together.